What's up, everybody? This is Pastor K, Pastor Kyle, whatever you want to call me, and I'm going to be with you tonight for Real Talk. A little different setup. I'm doing it from home today, and I have some exciting news before we get started and get into the scripture I have, and I won't keep you guys long. I know Friday night, everybody's got crazy stuff to do to get ready for hopefully a uneventful weekend, or getting your to-do chores done. But as most of you know, a while back we had set out to file for our 501c3 and get the organization, the foundation of it set. And I am pleased to announce that we have, in fact, received our letter from the IRS as of yesterday, stating that we have been approved. The 501c3 process is complete, and it's super exciting to see all of this come together and just see what God is doing in this, through this, and I can't wait to see what happens in the future. I know we've had kind of a slow roll here in the last few weeks, months, due to me being gone with the military, and even even now after I've been back, a little bit less involved than I would like to be, due to school. If those of you that don't know, I am going to school full time, as well as work and family and church and everything else. So there's a lot on my plate, a lot on Henry's plate and Rebecca's plate and everything. And we're still here. We're still functioning in the background, but it has slowed some things down, and kind of pulled us back away from being involved as much as we would love to be, to push this through. But we made a commitment that we are not going to allow this to sit idle, that we are going to slowly progress forward. And getting that news yesterday was super exciting for me, to see that even though things have slowed down more than we would all have liked it to be, that things are still progressing forward. And that kind of goes into, non intentionally, actually, um, it kind of ties into the scripture I have, and I want to discuss with you guys tonight. And again, I'm not going to keep you long. Um, but the scripture I have for you is actually found in First Corinthians chapter 16, verse 13 through 14. Again, that's 1 Corinthians 16, 13 through 14. I'm going to be reading it out of the ESV. You can read it in any version you'd like. But it says, "Be watchful and stand firm in the faith. Act like men. Be strong, and let all that you do be done in love." And the funny thing is actually a individual, a pastor acquaintance, asked in a Facebook post. He said, um, "What do you consider friendship? And what are the qualities that make it um, a healthy friendship?" And just jokingly and out of quick wit, I just put, "I don't have friends." And I thought, my post would be overlooked and everything, and everybody else's long paragraphed comments would sweep me under the rug. And because I'm not a huge social media fan, I don't like to put a lot of things out there on social media, but here we are. Um, but he said, how did you come to that conclusion? And can you explain? And it threw me off at first because I thought to myself, well, I just put it out there. I didn't really think. And I come to a conclusion. But I responded, and I said, well, I found that through ministry and through life and through everything, I don't think I've had friends. And this isn't here to whatever. I hope you understand where my heart is today. But I never thought I really had friends because most of the individuals that I considered friends at one point or another, um, I found used got whatever they needed, whether that be financial gain, um, technical, if they need me to do something for them because I was a great help. Um, but the minute that anything came to the friendship and started coming at those walls, they were gone. I lost my purpose in that relationship, and I'm not trying to put fault on anybody else or throw anybody else under the bus. It is for whatever reason. It just kind of happened the way it happened. But I found that I didn't really have friends. I had acquaintances. And I have tons and tons and tons and tons of acquaintances. And even now, I have individuals that I call friends, and I hope that none of you all take offense to this. That's not my intention. Um, but I have tons of individuals in my life that I consider friends at this point. And I pray to God that that is something that continues and that's something that moves forward, and that friendship strives and becomes a healthy friendship. And um, I really want that to happen. Um, but in the back of my mind, I sit there waiting. When am I going to lose purpose? When is that hammer going to fall, and I never hear from them again? Um, and I can't think that I'm alone in that thought. And I would love to hear in the comments maybe your story. Please don't be throwing people under the bus or anything, or being attackful. But I'd love to hear your stories and um, what friendship means to you. What a healthy friendship looks like. And I found it really profound that he was just doing a blanket statement. Um, I apologize, my camera is going focusing in and out. Um, but I found it really profound that he was doing this blanket statement study on friendship. And the reason that I feel like this ties into that scripture, let me get that back out again. It says, "Be watchful and stand firm in the faith." Is, again, I said that in ministry, this has happened a lot to me. And one of the things that it kind of does is it left a sour, for a while, it left a sour taste in my mouth with ministry, where um, I didn't want to interact with people that had anything to do with ministry, because I felt that um, maybe that was the individuals, they're the category of individuals that uh, I lost the most. And it kind of caused me to pull away from my faith at one point. And, you know, it's important that we don't allow these things to come that come against us to attack us to the point to where we pull away from our faith. Um, but then it says, act like men and be strong. And I know um, be strong is a relative term. Um, and it's not talking about, be strong. It's talking about holding yourself up in in your spiritual body, being spiritually strong, emotionally strong, all the things that tie in to where it makes you who you are. And I think sometimes we forget when things come, when the things happen, when we lose our friends, we think, well, I'm nothing now. I don't have, and that's not true. That's not true at all. Is you are just as much then, if not more, after the love. Because a lot of times we hold on and we live through people. You see this a lot in parents who they try to achieve their dreams and their desires through their kids and live vicariously. I always joke with a couple individuals that if your friend said, "Hey, jump off a bridge," would you? And um, I said my personality is no. Um, I wouldn't just jump off the bridge, but I would be the one to point out the bridge and say, "Hey, I found a bridge over here for us to jump off of. How about you go first?" I would facilitate because that's my personality. Is I facilitate for the people around me, and sometimes for the good and sometimes for the bad. But um, don't allow yourself to be consumed by the things around you. That's not what makes you you. And the last thing that the verse says, it says, "Let all that you do be done in love." And this is the part that's been the hardest for me. Um, Even lately, I've been very standoffish, and some people have asked me why, and I just ignore them. And even in church, I've been very frustrated. Um, and this is where rubber meets the road, and it becomes real talk, right? Um, I've been very frustrated in things not being done wholeheartedly. I've been getting frustrated about things being pushed off, and um, when we have the ability to be better, that we settle for, without throwing anybody under the bus. We settle for second best when it comes to God, and um, I guess I'm as guilty as anybody. But it just gets to the point to where I've thought to myself, I have no. Here I'm gonna say it. I have no friends here. I have all these acquaintances that um, are just floating by, not pushing to go the next step, not taking our level here and pushing it to the next level, or even having the desire to. And it's caused me in ministry in my local church to fall back and to stop doing things in love. I do things out of necessity. I actually got behind the pulpit the other day and was asked why did you start coming to this church, and I jokingly said it, and I didn't mean it wholeheartedly, but to a point I said because I feel obligated. And there is truth to that. Is I've gotten to a place where I've allowed the situation and the things around me to dictate the lack of effort and love that I put into things because of whatever reason. And um, I've started to become what I hate. The one that just pushes the buttons because um, it's expected of me. And I never want to do something just because it's expected of me. That's not my personality. That's not in my wheelhouse. Um, to just do things because it's expected. Um, God strives for us to do things because we want to. We want to do these things for Him. We want to worship Him. We want to learn as much about live streaming as we can because because of what we're doing and that we're doing it for Him. We're doing it to the best of the ability that we have. Um, or if it's an instrument that you're learning it and that you're diving in and just wow, Jason Crawford, um, he man, he's an anointed individual when it comes to piano, and I could sit and listen to him for hours, and I try to watch him every time he goes live, and um, he hones his craft because his craft is his worship and his ministry to God. In everything that we do, we should be doing it to the absolute best, not just because we have to, not just because we feel obligated, but because we love God. And I'm trying to make a personal commitment to myself that after today, after this conversation with this camera, that in any other time in history, this would have been weird to sit in a room by yourself talking to yourself. But I'm hoping that after this conversation, that my heart towards ministry in my local church will change. And that I will start taking steps in the direction of doing these things and all the things that I do in love. I love you guys so much. Thank you guys again for hanging in there with us from the very beginning. And those of you that have came in and stepped in and along the way, you guys are tremendous in everything that you do. We are so very grateful for absolutely everything. We do have some things in store, like always. Things have never really changed. I know we have mentioned that new things are coming, and that's still very true. Things have just kind of slowed down a little bit, but we are striving to push forward, and that is continuing behind the scenes. So please hang in there with us. Understand that though things may be slow, we are striving to move forward, and our dedication is to do this with as much love as we can behind it. So thank you so much for watching, tuning in. Hit the subscribe button, share this video, like it, do all the other social media things that they want us to say on here. And until next time.